It is a guy show. There's lots of guys with guitars.
Yeah,
there's mobsters. There's lots of profanity, and there's girls in their underwear. I mean, what more could you like?
I'm Ryan Jesse, I play Bob Gaudio.
Joseph Leo Buer, I play Frankie Valli.
I'm Steve Gouveia, and I play Nick Massey.
I'm Matt Bailey, I play Tommy DeVito.
I would say that out of the living seasons, that Gaudio is the one that is most, yeah, I think he said it best, most hands-on. He's the most present.
He says this is his job now.
Yeah.
You know?
He goes around the world for the Jersey Boys shows around the world, and he just sort of checks on the music that he really created.
That's
and
his
make
main
sure
thing.
that it sounds the way it was supposed to.
He wants it to sound like the Four Seasons, so he checks into that a lot. And he's just, I mean, he's the brains behind the whole thing, so he's taking care of the money and the...
I haven't met him yet. I believe all three of these guys have met him. Yeah, usually he signs off on the Bobs that they're looking at to come and play the part. But I've never met him. He wasn't at my audition. He didn't sign off on me.
No, I actually,
well, from the emails
saw
I've
Bob
been sending,
a few weeks back. I saw Bob and I said, "Rest at ease. Ryan Jesse is doing you justice, so you can sit back in Nashville and just rest."
It changes after doing the show for so long that you get sort of fall in love with little things, and then you get tired of those things and you start to like different songs or moments. And I don't know, I think we all enjoy the concert aspect of the show a lot, just because it's such a unique opportunity to sort of perform live for such a huge audience.
Yeah, I like the end of Act 1 in particular. We don't really get to see it because we're up on stage, but it looks really cool from an audience standpoint. And the music is good, and the directing of it and everything. So I think that's my favorite moment.
You know, it's funny because...
So when he's singing My Eyes Adored You and you have to use the bathroom, don't get up and use the bathroom, because the best part's right after that.
When you come on stage?
When I come on stage.
No. But you know what's funny is because some of my favorite moments for me, just for Joe personally, are not even on stage. It's when I run off stage and have, 15 seconds to change clothes, and I run by the same other people doing all their backstage choreography that they have to do every night. And at that moment, I'm not Frankie, and the girls are not whatever part they're playing, and I'm just like, hey, blah, blah, and there's like these quick exchanges that we have that, I don't know, that keeps it kind of fun to know that what we're doing doesn't really
get stale.
Yeah, it doesn't get stale. It's fun. We're still out there and we're still having fun. I think that's what makes this show so fun to be a part of.
Well, you have the easiest of all, because...
As far as, do I have to play different personas? No, there's only one person. So in that respect, no, I'm not. The girls have the toughest. They play three women play 52 roles in the course of a 2.5-hour period. So that is a large accomplishment that they achieve every night. But yeah, we do heavy lifting in a different way. It's not as much costume changing.
No, what's actually kind of crazy is mentally you can get really tired, and then to tell the story to an audience when you've heard these lines every single night can be really hard, because then your mind wanders and you start forgetting what you're doing. So that aspect for me is actually difficult, because I'm getting old.
I was gonna say
I was gonna say before you did, but in terms of changing your costumes and your wigs and singing all the time, and some of these theaters that we perform in don't make it so easy. Here in Memphis, we have this huge theater where it's very easy to go around the set. Some theaters, you have to go downstairs, go under the set, go back upstairs, and there's some real heavy running involved. So
this production's, it's incredible. We always say it's the Cadillac of tours, because it really is. I mean, when I was doing shows back in LA in small theaters, there were theaters where the audience used the same bathroom as the performers, and that can get interesting. You know what I mean? But that's
everything I was doing in San Diego.
Yeah, it's not. so playing the Orpheum or playing the Fox in Atlanta or playing these different, the Schubert in Boston, these different theaters that are, they're like not only historical buildings that have been like every great actor and dancer, singer, everyone has been through these. They're also just, you know, a real treat to get to perform this show in.
Yeah.
God, I think it's great. It gives us more energy and wants us to give them more and, you know, drive the show better and just have more fun on our end up on stage and have more fun with the audience when we're talking to them, when we're letting them know this is what happened and this is how the story went. It really just drives us to give them a better show.
I think the director, Des, really wanted to put rock and roll on stage. Yeah, he did Tommy before, if people didn't know that.
This is Des McAnuff.
Des McAnuff. He's done Tommy. He's a real rock and roller at heart. He really wanted to get that sort of thing happening, different from other shows. So that's why there's no pit. He wanted to hire people who could actually play instruments and make the music sound like it is a concert. And then, so that's energizing and different as opposed to like Guys and Dolls or South Pacific where you have an orchestra and people acting. Tie that to the script that allows us to talk to the audience and not so much we're doing a show, you're watching it. You do invite them in to take part in it and applaud and pretend you are, you know, watching the Four Seasons back in '64.
And all but two or three of the songs, two songs are literally performed instead of used to further the plot.
Yeah, there's just a couple moments where we're kind of like musical theater, but the rest of it is like if they were playing this song in a bar, we're in a bar.
Even those moments are very disconnected. It's not, you know, Frankie never sings to Tommy about something or his wife about something. There's never that, like, I'm looking at you and you're looking at me and we're going to sing because we're not speaking, that happens in this show. And that's what I think also lets people in the audience feel like they're at a much cooler event than when someone spontaneously busts into "I love you" and you know.
And it's done very quickly. If you look at the scenes, they're almost edited like a film to where you see a quick scene, suddenly you're in the next scene, and Des did that very intentionally. He wants it to be a fast story because it's a huge story that you got to tell pretty quick.
To see people in the audience who didn't know what to expect when they showed up and are just blown away, and it becomes, then they enjoy it even more than their date who dragged them there.
Yeah,
and they want to come back with their,
you can see it on their
guy friends.
It's the guy show.
It is a guy show. There's lots of guys with guitars.
Yeah,
there's mobsters. There's lots of profanity, and there's girls in their underwear. I mean, what more could you like?
Yeah.
I mean, God. I mean, it really does give you something that let's face it, guys don't generally like musical theater, and they're not going to go. Women tend to like it, and that's fine, but this show actually is cool.
It's cool. That's just it. It's cool. And, you know, so many people have said, I brought my husband to the show. He doesn't like theater. He doesn't like this. He doesn't like that. Whatever. He now thinks that it's okay to go to theater, even if it's not Jersey Boys. So that's a cool thing to know, that this show not only gets guys involved in Jersey Boys, Greek salad too at Rendezvous.
But it sort of opens the door for future shows.
It sort of says, like, theater's okay. It's not stale. It's not dull. It's not. Oh, are you doing a rib demonstration?
I wasn't talking about.
So anyway, I think that's a really exciting thing too.